Hi guys, Dave Max6. We are back at the Mecca, and this is Muscle Beach TV on digitalmuscle.com, you guys, and I have the great pleasure to have my good friend Stanimal, Stan Delangeau. Welcome to Muscle Beach TV.
Thank you very much, Dave. Pleasure to be here.
So it's been a very long time since we actually did a Muscle Beach TV interview. I can't even remember the last time we did it, but you told me we did do one years ago, so I'm not even counting it. This is brand new page. And I really wanted to have you. Actually, I wanted to have you on the show for a long time, but you're very, very busy, and you're always competing. There's always a competition looming for you, and I think this is the perfect time to have you on the show because recently you just qualified for your very first Mr. Olympia. Talk to me about that, man.
Yeah, it's just crazy just to hear it. But yeah, finally. I mean, I say finally, but it's the perfect timing, like you said. I've been competing now for over 3 years in both men's physique and classic physique division. Yeah. So I've done like 7 shows in each division, and yeah, so it's been a long journey, but it just made me better every time. I kept making progress and coming in better and better, and I fell short at the Ferring Nowhere, which was a big show. Yeah. So I got third, very close to second place. So it was a very tight battle, and it was a lot of really great athletes there.
Such a deep lineup.
David Pedri got 4th, so that just tells you how good the lineup was. So yeah, no, it was amazing. And then just after that, so I know that Danny might be doing the Ferrino, so I thought maybe let's do the San Marino right after and make sure I can trying to get that qualification, or at least rank up some more points, since I did the first show for the season in August, the Pacific USA, where I got 2nd place too. So I was like, just let's keep going, and it paid off. I actually got that qualification, and now I have 10 months to make progress.
And that was by far your best ever in San Marino. So as you said, you're someone that, even though you're competing very often, you're always able to make progress from show to show, and that's amazing, because to stay close to contest shape all year and still manage to work on your weak points and fill in the holes, it's not easy, man. You gotta work hard. You gotta do what you gotta do, and obviously you've proven that. But so kudos and congratulations on the Olympic qualification. But I want to go back a little bit, and I want to talk about your journey. Your journey, who started a few years ago when you were back in your home country in Switzerland. You were living in Switzerland, and you were just a bodybuilding fan. And how did you go from, in a nutshell, I'm sure it's a long story, but tell me a little bit, how you went from just being a bodybuilding fan who was following the boards to now living in Venice and realizing your goal to be a pro, a men's classic physique, and ending on the Olympia stage. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still a bodybuilding fan.
We all are. Yeah. But it's not easy. Not everybody gets to the Olympia stage, though.
It's true. Yeah, it's been a very fun journey. Like it started in 2006, so I was following you on a French forum where you were posting Jay Cutler following him to the Olympia, actually. So it was kind of almost day to day before Instagram, all that stuff. So it was really like a life in the life of Jay Cutler, leading up to the Olympia, all it takes, and it was great. I mean, I really loved. I read every page, every word of the thread. But so yeah, that's what got me started. But I had no ambition to ever compete at that point. I started training in my bedroom for a year, making sure I could be consistent enough to get a membership. Then I joined the gym.
How old were you, Stan?
I was 18.
Oh wow, okay. So when I first met you, when you came to visit Venice the first time, you were young.
Yeah, it was in 2010. I was 22.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, in 2010 I made the first trip here, just to see everything I've seen on your thread, and meeting you, meeting Jay. The last day I was here, I met Jay. The very last day, I wanted to meet Jay Cutler. It was just before his last title, and the last day I was here, I was doing the rear delt machine. I remember like it was yesterday, and I saw that huge guy on the stepper in the back. I've seen that image before, on videos, and it was just twice as big as anybody else I've seen that far, and. Yeah, it was Jay. So then I sat on the bench press and waited for him to be down, just to take a picture with him. And I still have that picture, by the way. And well, 3 years later, in 2013, when I graduated from college, I decided to come here to celebrate for what was supposed to be 5 weeks. It's been now 4 years.
So you come on vacation and never leave?
No, I never left. I'm still here. I went back for the first time to Switzerland last year, actually, for an expo. And the first time back in France was the beginning of this year for also an expo. So other than that, I've been here all the time.
You're living the dream. And so tell me, these people back home in France and Switzerland, how are they reacting to your success, and what are they saying about you're like the one that got away and made it all the way to the top? What are they saying over there?
Well, I actually have very good followers. They're very, very happy for me, like genuinely happy. And so I've been sharing my journey on YouTube the past year in French. And so I really developed a following in France that's been like tremendous and really like supportive. And so I've been sharing that day to day, like you did with Jay.
They love that.
Yeah. And so, but also it's cool because now they're really with me into this, and so they're really happy for me because they've seen the work all like through this year, and me coming from 4th place, 2nd place, then third at the Ferrigno, and then winning it to the end of the year and qualifying for next year Olympia. So now they're very excited about next year.
That must be so inspiring for them to see someone who has big dreams like that and starts really from nothing, and just with just with a dream come here and realizing everything that it puts his mind to. I mean, you're now friends with, of course, Jay. You mentioned you're training with Sean Roden. You're training with, all these people that we only see in the magazine that there's no way you would think, oh, I would love to go to Venice and train with these guys. You've done all that. How does that make you feel?
It's amazing. I mean, there's no such feeling as making a dream come true. And like I said, you were following Jay to his prep and being in his room in Vegas. I've done that last year and the year before with Sean, and it was just amazing. That was some dreams I had, and that really, like, literally a dream. Like, for every piece of it, I made it happen. And
how do you explain that, though? Because a lot of people have dreams and stuff, but how do you make it reality? What's your secret?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you have to seize every opportunity and make the first step. So the first step was coming here, obviously. And then here, once I got here, I met you. I got the chance to work for Max Muscle for a little bit, which helped me. Then I got this opportunity to work with Jay at the expo.
Right.
So then I got introduced to the industry the first time. Then I worked and got my pro card at the Arnold Classic, and from there I kept working, meeting people, and just following my passion, just doing everything with all my heart, and knowing I do everything and hoping for the best.
You've been very lucky since the beginning. I mean, it's so hard these days in this industry to actually get sponsors. Since I know you, you've been collecting sponsors after sponsors after sponsors for meals, for clothing, for watches, all kinds of things like that. And I think it says a lot about you as a person, because when you have a good attitude, when you're positive, when a lot of people obviously want to follow you because you're an example for them, I think it's a great thing for the sponsors, and I think that's why you were able to actually make a living here, because it's not that easy. I mean, so many people are at the top of the sport, they don't even have a sponsor. How do you explain that?
Well, I don't know.
Just lucky?
Well, I feel like some people, they expect once I have the pro card, the sponsor going to come to me. Once I win a show, the sponsor. I always been proactive, and I always reached out to the company that I like. And I was like, okay, I like this company, I like what they're doing. So I reached out to them. So now they see me. Then they look at what I'm doing. And if they like what I'm doing, then maybe we can work something out.
You know who used to do that?
No, Jay.
That's right. All night long, you would stay on the computer and you would go to OGO or whatever company you like, and he would say, hey, I'm Jay Cutler. So exactly. That's how he got sponsored. But that's exactly what he did.
Okay.
Like you.
That's what I've been doing. Like, I love Atomics. I've been wearing it. When I ran into Jay in January and Victor, they said, oh, let's make this happen. And so I was with the other company at the time, but I loved Atomics better. Yeah. And so once I got in touch with Mitch, we worked it out, and now I'm sponsored with Atomics. I met with Willie Cortes, Dominate Don't Compete, my clothing sponsor. I just done with them, but I met him at the Ferrigno. Nice. He reached out to me a little before, and so, but I didn't know. Look, once you see the clothing online, it's not the same as seeing it in person. And so when I met him, and I really liked the person, and I actually liked the clothing, when I put it on me, I was like, oh, I'm going to actually wear that stuff. I really like it, so let's work something out. We made something work, and we signed a contract recently. So. This, and now I have a food sponsor too, My Pure Life Foods, and the food tastes amazing. It's just yeah,
same as Danny.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And so I tried one of his meal, and I was just like, that's really, really tasty. Like, the chicken is juicy, it's organic, and you are what you eat. So I mean, yeah, it's been great to.
So you're organic.
Yeah, I'm organic. No, you're quality. If you eat quality food, you're gonna get quality muscle.
Right. One of the things that I've always noticed about you is that you always seem to be at the right place at the right time. It seems like you seem very lucky, but you also act on your luck, and you seem to be able to surround yourself with all the right people. And I think that's so important when you want to have a successful career. And for some reason those people are attracted to you as well. So when you talk about champions like Jay, or like Danny Hester, like Sean Roden, they all take into you very, very quickly, and they become like good best friends with you. It's I think it's important, if you want to make it far in the sport, to be well liked, to have a good reputation, which obviously you do have. I have never heard anyone who mentioned your name saying, "Oh, Stan's not a great guy." He's a great guy. Everyone loves you, and it says a lot about your character. And I think it's probably why you're so successful today, and you're just getting started.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope so. Right? Yeah, I mean, I never had that much time in front of me to prep for a show, so I'm already like right now listening to music to pick for the show. I'm taking dance classes when I'm going up north in Bay Area with my wife Chloe. She has she's a good dancer, and she has a coach of it, like a trainer. How do you say for dance?
Choreographer.
Oh yeah, choreographer.
Yeah.
She was working with, so I'm gonna take class with him to improve my performance on stage.
And you worked with Samir as well.
Yeah,
Samir Benoot,
yeah,
Olympia.
Yeah, but I think I need to like combine everything. So I have the poses, but now I need to work on the transitions and stage presence and stuff like that. Smart. So I want to make everything as good as I can, and to really bring my best ever package to the Olympia, and hopefully make some waves.
Yeah, it's kind of scary to know you have 10 months before the Olympia, because you make so much progress so fast. It's wow, that's awesome. Is there anybody you want to thank, and anything you want to say? Your friends, your family, whoever you want to thank. Just I'm sure you have a lot of people that you want.
Yeah, I have a huge list.
Go ahead, man. It's your show.
I want to thank you first, Dave, because you've been supporting me since the beginning. So I really appreciate that, and it meant a lot for me. Like, obviously, you've been in the industry for a long time, so.
Well, I like you. What can I say?
It's been great. I've got a lot of support from Goals. Every member here, like when I came back, they all came to me and say like. They were really actually happy for me, like genuinely happy, and it felt great. Honestly, it felt really good.
You feel loved?
Oh yeah.
That's important, man. It's like people say, "Oh, I don't care what people think about me." It's bullshit. We all want to be well liked. We all like to be appreciated, and I think you are. Who else?
Well, I always said before, like I'd rather be second and people know I deserve better than getting first, and so it feels good to get the first place and people actually appreciate it for me. Yeah. So that's great. Of course, I want to thank Kirk, who was my first trainer here. I worked for him for 3 years. He made the basement. Yeah, that's right. I want to thank Will Harris, who helped me a lot for posing and stuff like that. Samir, obviously, Tom Platz. I also want to thank, obviously, Sean Roden, who's been huge this year.
You got quite the list.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can keep going for a long time. But
what about your wife?
Of course. My parents, my wife, Chloe, I mean, they've been supportive since I first started. I mean, Chloe since I first got here. And my parents since I first got into the sport. And
yeah, talk to me a little bit about your parents, because you know what, you go to college, you get an education, you tell them, you know what, I'm going to move to California, I'm going to be a bodybuilder. What are they saying to that?
Well, what happened is that once I graduated from college, they kind of wanted me to get that diploma, and then I was like, you know what, I really want to go to the USA for a little bit, and also I want to try a show, and I did pretty well first show, so they were like, okay, go to California, go to Los Angeles, do a couple of shows, see how it goes. And everything just happened. So then they just been happy for me because, well, they saw me happy here. So obviously that was the best thing you can wish for your son is to be happy. So.
Are they proud of you?
Yeah, they were. Actually, the first show they were at was the San Marino Pro.
How was that?
Well, they were like, yeah, they were. I mean, it was amazing to be able to share that with them. And now they're coming to Olympia because they're my lucky charm.
That's right. You better have them every show from now on.
Exactly. So yeah.
Change the formula. Whatever you did over there, you keep doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. I want to thank Jay also. He's been a big part. A lot of people don't know, but he helps everybody coming in the sport. Right. And he does a lot behind the scenes. Nobody knows. He's always aware of what everybody's doing, and always like sending a message at the right time and stuff like that. So
he told me you won.
Oh yeah.
He sent me a text. Send one.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, it's amazing, and yeah. So I have a lot of people to be thankful for. Chris, Psycho Fitness, helped me a lot this year too. He really actually helped me to bring my physique to another level. My training partners, I've been training with a few people here.
The French Connection.
The French Connection, obviously, yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, Gina, my massage therapist, that's been doing more like the separation work. Mary Trumpy, Santa Monica Sports Medicine, who does more the chiropractic and Graston work. I mean, I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of people right now, but they
know who they are.
They absolutely know who they are, and yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of support during this journey. And
any supplement sponsors? I know you had some, but are you shopping right now? Is you're seeing what else is out there?
No, I'm in touch with a few ones right now, and the negotiation process is going very well.
Good.
So I should have something by just before Christmas. We celebrate Christmas.
Maybe next interview you can spill the beans.
Yeah, exactly. But I have some good sponsors, and so I'm very excited about that too. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun year. Good. And I'm already starting to work with some people in the industry to create some new content, like really high quality videos and stuff like that. So I'm very excited about that too. And that's all it's about. It's collaborating with people, sharing the journey, inspire people, and yeah, share the knowledge and inspire others, right?
Wow, you're doing a good job at it, man, because you inspire me, so
Thank you.
that's awesome. Well, Stan, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm glad that everyone from all around the world will get to see this. You want to say, tu veux dire quelque chose en français pour tes fans en Europe?
Avec plaisir. J'aimerais vous remercier tous, toute la Stanimal Nation qui m'a supporté toute cette année. Ça a été une super année. Super de finir comme ça sur une qualification à l'Olympia, et l'année prochaine ça va être encore mieux.
Encore mieux.
Donc j'ai jamais eu autant de temps avant de préparer une compétition. On a vu ce que j'ai pu faire entre mars et novembre en 8 mois en faisant 3 compétitions entre temps. Wow. Donc là avoir 10 mois sans aucune compétition et juste me concentrer sur progresser, ça va être super. Et I'm also going to thank Inspire Muscle Media. Okay. Umesh, my manager now, and we're going to do a tour in India in March.
Oh, nice. Really?
Yeah, so if there's Indian people watching, so know we're coming.
Where can they get the information for that?
We're going to publish on our social media soon. So
okay.
As soon as we have everything set up, we should be coming with Danny too. Good. So it's going to be fun, and yeah.
So real quick before we end, give your social media, Facebook, all that stuff, where to find you.
All right, for the American, Stanimal9 on Instagram, Stanimal9 on Twitter, Stanimal9 on Snapchat. Stanimal in 2 words on YouTube, Stanimal in 1 word on Facebook. Okay. And for the French people, Stanimal.fr, my French page, and on Instagram, my page française sur Instagram.
And on this note, we're out. Thanks for coming, Stan.
Thank you.
It's Dave Max 6 at Gold's Venice for Digital Muscle. We're out.